If you love honey, you're going to love this. If you love Trump and you want to support the J6 defendants and Freedom Express Media, here is a great way for you to do all of those things at one time and get to squeeze Trump. Who doesn't want to squeeze Trump? Everybody wants to give Trump a squeeze. So go to makehoneygreatagain.com. When you get here to this page, put in promo code 3J6ers. Apply. This will not give you a discount, but what this does will allow you to be able to, it will allot 25% of the proceeds of every sale to go back towards the J6 defendants, and 25% of the sale will come back to Freedom Express Media and allow us to be able to continue to bring you the news and the current events that are taking place in our country. Thank you, and God bless. All right, guys, how we doing? The beautiful rainbow on Rebecca's stream. Let's take a look real quick.
Oh my umbrella.
Hello, Ashley, Linda, Drifter Shelley, Lori Hayden, Lee Bart, Sherry Paget, Michael Dolan. Harbor Watch. Welcome, guys. Welcome. We must have missed. Oh, there is a rainbow right there above the jail. Isn't that interesting? So she does have a rainbow right there above the jail. You guys see that? Looks white. I barely see the faint coloring in it, but yeah, I see it. So I don't know if you guys are all subscribed to the website or not, but I did just send out a newsletter. I haven't actually received it. I'm not sure why. So I may have to resend it again, but let me see if I can. It's not coming up yet for some reason. But I sent out a newsletter. That's pretty cool rainbow right there. That's awesome. And what the left would have you believe is it's a pride thing, but it's actually a covenant from God, as if they didn't know. They will learn. They will learn. That is a covenant from God right there. That is his covenant, his promise to never flood the earth like he did back in Noah's time. It is huge. That's pretty cool. I've been working today on, a few different things, but that is awesome to have right there above the jail like that. That's pretty cool. I've been working on our Patriot fellow friend Joe McCoy and his family's Gifts and Go and a newsletter. It's posted on the website, but I sent out a newsletter with the blog post. Excuse me. Hello, Debbie Robinson, Tammy Green. Hello, everybody. I want to show you the post that I put up about Joe McCoy, but let's block that. I have a feeling that's probably not him. Yeah, hey, fake Tommy. But anyway, I'm going to show you this. We'll go ahead and show you, and I'll read this to you guys, just so you guys know what I'm talking about. So this is the Gifts and Go that I have set up for Joe McCoy and his wife. And as you can see, the proceeds go to Joe McCoy. Funds from this campaign will be received by Joseph McCoy. I just set it up and pushed the funds over to his account. But anyway, I'll read this to you guys. Trump supporters now need your help. The biggest Trump sign in New Hampshire hit the news, was then well known and well loved. Then just 2 weeks later, the Pittsfield, New Hampshire Town Select Board members who claimed to be Republican Trump supporters to get elected told the McCoys, due to complaints, remove Trump or pay their $500 fine per day fine. Joe McCoy on disability, who gets only $802 a month, disabled with a metal rod implanted in his leg from hip to ankle and dealing with colon cancer, started to empty their trailer with his wife Linda or pay $500 per day fine. The McCoys had no choice. Joe could no longer work. Their 52-foot Trump trailer full with thousands of items inside, bins and boxes full, they bought to sell at their garage sales to help pay bills, property taxes, and survive on. They donated 19 truckloads to the town church and scouts to help them, and they thank the McCoys from the bottom of their hearts. The McCoys lost their future and have been struggling ever since. Oh, I lost my spot. And then a lawsuit was filed once the facts were known. Okay. Oh, somebody's sending me stuff. 1 second. Oh. Hold on. Oh, it just keeps coming in. 1 second. Sorry about that. Bins and boxes full they bought to sell the garage sales and help pay bills, property taxes, and survive on. They donated 19 trucks to the church, to the town church and scouts to help them. And they thank the McCoys from the bottom of their hearts. The McCoys lost their future and have been struggling ever since. Then a lawsuit was filed once the facts were known. The town admitted in writing they never saw the complaints, had no idea who or where they came from, but claimed it was not about Trump. They lied, and by law had violated the McCoys' freedom of speech. More evidence came. The town lied in depositions, affidavits, refused to answer his filed right to know, and Joe found emails the town shared with their lawyer and other concerning his right to know. And Joe found emails the town shared with their lawyer and other concerning his right to know, and Joe did not know till recently. Joe proved that there were hundreds of other trailers in town illegally, including board members and defendants, and a document from the town saying trailers were all over the place and illegally, and those were not on their agenda. During a town meeting, so the town forced the Trump trailer out of town, and everyone else lived nicely with their storage trailers and items. The New Hampshire district judge in a hearing said due to the merit McCoy proved the fake complaints, all the trailers McCoy showed and proved were still there illegally, and other facts presented, this case moves forward. Then 2 months later, he dismissed the lawsuit and sided with the town, claiming his lawyer failed to do some legal filings and was too late in doing so, in which the town pressed their judge to rule with them and let's end this lawsuit. And he did, and he ignored the merit he spoke so loud on. And then, after looking into who he was found to know the town, practice in town, and he mentioned this at a hearing, and had family who were friends with the defendant.
He should have recused himself, but then his buddies would be locked up. McCoy's appealed, and those judges did not follow their rules of law. They said the plaintiff did not prove the complaints, even though the town admitted there were none proved. Then a board member wrote a letter the appeals judges saw, read, and used also. He mentioned the fake complaints, which were ignored by those judges. Then in his letter he wrote, all board members were Republicans, Trump supporters, and he wore a MAGA hat. By law, that was hearsay, and those judges dismissed my appeal, acting on that letter they stated in their decisions, and violated their oaths of office. The McCoys were broke and could not find or afford a lawyer to file the U.S. Supreme Court, and are now worse off than before, and need your donations to help them. They will not be silenced. They are going after the corruptions involved on all levels, and if they can make it happen, they will buy another 52-foot trailer, and Trump will go right back on their property. And if the swamp comes again, too bad. No one and nothing will make them remove Trump. Make America great again, he will say, and they will be all on board to help Trump get back into our White House, where he belongs and is big time needed now. So donate whatever you can. Every little bit helps. And let's get Trump and the McCoys where they belong. They fight for America. Let's fight for them. God bless America. So I will put a link to the. I will actually put a link to the article actually, and you'll be able to find the Give, Send, Go on the article. Okay, 1 second. Let me do that real quick. All right. Copy. All right, I'll be right with you guys. 1 second. All right, so here is the link. I'm going to paste it here and put it in the comments. I almost banned myself. This was in New Hampshire, and let me see if I can remember exactly what town that was. Just 1 second. Pitts. I'll have to look at it again. 1 second. I'm not sure if he listed it. Pittsfield, New Hampshire. It was in Pittsfield, New Hampshire. Now on the here, I'll show you. Where did the newsletter go? Oh wait, 1 second. Sorry guys. Thought I just did this, but apparently I did not. Ouch. Got the flies bugging me, guys. Sorry about that. Present. Let's do it like this. So over here on the actual blog post itself, we also have another photo where the complaint was showing. The Give, Send, Go is linked right here. You guys can see it right here at the end of this article. So if you go to that link I put was on my website. I've got some other pictures and stuff. This guy has got a one of his knees is fused together because it snapped during surgery, actually, from what I understand. And they just need a little bit extra help from us guys if we can help them out. And I would like to actually get an article into Gateway Pundit. I don't know if I'll be able to or not, but I'm going to try to do that. We'll see what happens. All right, let's go back over here, see what's going on.
We do understand that everybody can't be here on the corner, but we, like I said, watched minutes last month, and that's just from one of our live streamers. What'd you say?
It was 2 million.
Wow. 2 million. Sorry, 2 million watched minutes, and people are, and that's just from one of our live streamers out here. He is the boss live streamer, but Rebecca's out here, and Steve's out here, and Tommy's out here. And, your message is getting out to people. 2 million minutes a month. That's a lot of people paying attention. So thank God for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope to hear from Tommy maybe tomorrow. I wanted to ask him about what happened in Missouri. But do you want to plug the live stream for people out there? Are you talking about 1791 Stormtrooper, or are you talking about what's the live stream with the 2 million?
1791 Stormtroopers. And the 2 million watch. And We the People MAGA. And We the People MAGA as well. And Tommy Tatum sometimes.
All right.
Yes. Tommy Tatum's not been feeling
well. And Tommy Tatum.
He's not feeling well, but he's from Tommy Tatum News. Yeah, Tommy Tatum News. Tommy Tatum News.
Okay. Is Serena Sampson with you guys out there tonight? Is she out there with you?
Here yet, but I believe she'll be here shortly. She's on her way, I think. She was here last night. She was out here last night. Oh, she just messaged and said she's on her way. So yeah, she'll be here.
All right.
We got to meet her last night.
Well, love her.
Nephew.
Yeah, she's got that good heart, that pure spirit. She's a
Angel Girl, hey Mark Luther. How you guys doing? I'm gonna go back over and let you guys hear
out there, and Diane Kozak, and Allison Cable from Katy, Texas. I just want to say thank
Katy,
you all
Texas.
for everything. Yeah. Yeah, I want to shout out to Adam. If Adam's listening, is Adam Jackson. Love you, bro. Hope you're doing well. And I know you got court coming up, I think Tuesday. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Just I hope you guys don't get sick. I know. We need you to be healthy out there and be safe.
It's a summer storm. This isn't the one that's going to give us. Nah, and it's not even misting anymore. No, it's nice out here now. It is.
Okay. I got some news, so I might be leaving soon. I'm told I got entered back into court links into the Fed system. I could be leaving as early as Monday. So I just want to say thank you to everybody, and I love you all. They're gonna try to give me 12 and a half years, but screw them. They're a bunch of crooked, deceitful scoundrels here in DC, and they need to be held accountable for it. And they're only gonna make me want to come after them harder. So 12 and a half years, I'm coming back. Don't worry. I don't care how long it takes. I'm not giving up on this country. They're not gonna steal it from us, and they're not gonna sell it, and they're not gonna give it away. These Bidens are not going to destroy us. This is not going to be the end of America. This is a new beginning, and we're going to stay strong, and there's plenty of people out there. And don't forget, everybody, to get involved with 2024 Donald Trump. This man has them shaking in their boots. He is the truth. He scares these crooks. So we know that that's our man right there.
Absolutely. Amen. And thank you, DJ. We appreciate you calling in.
You have 1 minute remaining.
And always being so awesome with your conversation. We love you, and we'll keep in touch with you no matter where you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thank you. Thank you so much, Sammy. We got a minute left. I just want to say I did just recently start a brand new Gifts and Go for the first time. If you want to donate, it's J6DJ. It's Gifts and Go /J6DJ. If anybody feels like donating. Kind of late to the game. I just started it up. And anyway, do you want to say anything before we get hangs up?
No, I just want to thank everybody.
All right. Hey, we got Sean McHugh. Okay. I'm gonna hang up for now.
Hey, everybody, just want to say hey.
Hey, Sean.
Good job.
Well, as many names
Serena Sampson's on her way. She's gonna. If you want to call back, you can talk to her when she gets there in a little bit. All right, awesome. And then I just want to plug 4ashley.com. That's the number 4 Ashley with the.
She got us, dang it. But what he was saying was the number 4 Ashley.com. And you can go there to find all kinds of information about our upcoming events, about what's going on in court, other vigils that are happening, not just here, but other places, and all kinds of information. Our 1-year block party. Yeah, so we got a lot of information up there. So the phones are on. Hopefully we'll be getting another call in just a few minutes. So
Mama Earth be here in a second.
I don't know. I try to wipe the water off.
All right, can you guys hear me? Hello on Eagles Wings. We'll see, Mark Winter. It looks like they're trying to close in on him, but I don't think they're not gonna be successful. If they prosecute Trump with everything that the Bidens got going on right now, it'll just show exactly how corrupt that things are in our country at the moment. So we'll just have to see how that goes. So anyway, I think you guys can hear me. All right, good. Hello, Dana. How you doing, brother? Good to see you. I will check and see if there's anything else going on this evening as far as Twitter Spaces or anything like that we might be able to bring to you. But as for now, other than the one more time, I'll show you. All right, so right here we have the post that I did for Joe McCoy and his family. You can go there, read all this. His Gifts and Go is linked right there. He was in the Signs of the Times, the concordmonitor.com. You can go and look that article up, read about it. So basically, they're restricting his freedom of speech. This town had a storage ordinance where you could use storage containers, even semi-trailers, as storage containers. And so he was actually using it as a storage container and then painted on the side of it. And they tried to say that because he painted Trump on the side of it, that his main use was not for a storage container. So they excluded him from that and said that they had to take his trailer away. It's really crappy what they did to him, honestly. So if you guys can help and just share that out, if you can go to that link and share that out here, I'll post the link again. If you guys could please go to that post, and at the bottom of the post, you can actually share that to Twitter, Facebook, all the different social media platforms. Let's try to get him some help. Let's try to see if we can't get that shared out as many places as possible. Welcome, current firefighter. I'm not sure what that means, Tammy. Yeah, exactly. Mark Winter, get out of here. I mean, you're not here to. We're here for one reason, and that is to try to help get the message out for the J6ers and help other patriots. And if you're just going to come in here and talk about things that it's just blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I have to ask, how's Trouble doing? Trouble is doing great, actually. He's very comfortable. He's having a good time, and he's a very loving cat. Very loving cat. So that's awesome. I'm glad that I decided to bring him along.
今天是来探访的。人在里面啊。对着这边嘛。I just heard DJ on there. I was like, 探访谁呀
？Hi Jane. Hi Lightward.
职人。
All right. Well, I guess we just kind of jumped right into things, and we forgot to have our prayer.
We just had a preliminary call.
That's right. That's right. Okay. So let's gather around. Dwight's going to lead us in prayer. I want to appreciate y'all putting up the tents, though. Thank you. Thank you. Life and limb out here.
Yes, Father, we thank you this evening as we gathered in your name, as we come here to visualize for the J6ers, as we united in one heart and one spirit, that we will see justice in our time, that your patriots, the patriots for America, will rise up in this time of the need for the country to fight for justice and for righteousness, and that we will see justice in this land once more. So, Father, we give thanks to all the people gathered here, that you will bless us with your presence. We ask all this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Wray.
Thank you, sir. We were talking about the longest vigil. We're not going to make that. It was started in 1981 at the White House, and it continued until 2016. So, anti-war protest. I know, for real. A gentleman started it. A woman took it over, but someone was there every night until 2016. So, that takes some dedication. We all know how this year, has been like, this is what we do at this time, and it can be like the weather. You never know what the weather's going to do, just like we had this afternoon. You never know if you're going to have friendlies, if you're not going to have friendlies. So you never know what's happening inside the jail, things that have gone throughout the day. And, it is an accomplishment to have continued this. And, it to all of us here, all of you guys watching, because it's also a commitment on the other end. And, I hope y'all will tune in and watch us on the 1st when we have our block party. And, we're already anticipating that we're going to have lots of different kinds of people here. I think I saw some out of towner groupies coming, so we can anticipate a lot of anti-protesters. But there's quite a few coming. Yeah, they're coming in by the busloads, and that's okay, because if they want to come, they can live stream some of the message out to those haters. And maybe they'll get a little bit enlightened. We don't know. They'll see the light. But we're gonna have the block party. Ron J is doing it. We have those t-shirts. We got our t-shirts in today. They're really beautiful, with Ashley with the flag draped over her lap, and "We the people, be the people" on the back. And so you can go to For Ashley, see those there, and we'll have some little court updates. There was some fire in the court today. I have some opinions about what Judge Mehta did, but We'll talk about that later, I guess, and out of here.
I know now I'm good.
Really? Nothing? You didn't want to say nothing?
All right. We got the music going for a minute. We'll see what we can find to talk about. Lots of things happening in the committee hearings and so forth, guys. Let's see. There was some stuff that I wanted to show you. Give me a minute. Let me try to find it here. We'll play some different videos that have been sent to me. If you just give me just a moment. Here's one that I think you guys will really like. One second, and I will. All right. It's hard to switch back and forth to all this different stuff.
Star Jim Caviezel. And look, before you watch this, it's gonna leave some goosebumps, so just be prepared, because the message that he's about to send Donald Trump on the Steve Bannon show will leave you kind of speechless. Now, it's up to you how you want to look at it. I know a lot of people aren't a fan of Donald Trump. They aren't a fan of maybe Jim Caviezel. I'm not sure how you feel. But the most important movie of our generation, it's, in my opinion, is Sound of Freedom. So here he is giving, once again, it will leave you with goosebumps, giving a special message to Donald Trump. Check it out. Here we go.
Mission about turning this from the film. People got to understand these guys have worked on this thing for 8 years. This film's been finished for 3. Mike Lindell's going to talk about that. And this is miraculous of what has happened, because you had no marketing budget. The heroes at Angel Studios, the Harmon brothers and sisters, have just done an incredible job. But you've talked about turning this into a movement. We only got a couple of minutes here, and obviously we'll try to get you back on tomorrow with Eduardo. How do you see this turning into action that we can actually start to eradicate it? What would you like the people to see once they see the movie? I know to take more people to see it, more people to see it, but what would you like to see the outcome of this be?
Well, you were asking me about Bedminster, and I was thinking about what's going to happen at the screening. And I would say I've often heard Christians talk about being saved. And I also want to say to Donald Trump that when you watch this movie, you will be at peace and at rest, because you, more than anyone, have done incredible things. Jesus talks about that. Faith without works is dead. 1 James, I believe. But it is dead. And Donald Trump, people talk about how private he is about his faith. Well, he's getting it done for our Lord and Savior. And our Judeo-Christianity, when you go back to David, Trump is like that. Here's a boy that was called out. Many people didn't like him, including his own. I'm talking about David now, his own father. And he was selected by God. And I believe Donald Trump was selected by God Almighty. And I'm talking about the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, God. And he listened to the voice and probably didn't think he was the best guy, or maybe he thought he was the best guy, because in my opinion, he's pretty great. But a guy like him will be able to sit there and watch this and feel safe and at peace. And I think that a lot of people that watch this that are following God feel that way. Now, those that aren't will feel a disturbance, because God's going to ask him, why aren't you doing what I need you to do with the talents that I've given you? And to a lot of the pastors as well, including Hollywood actors and celebrities that were given these incredible gifts, but they were bought and they were paid for. But there's still a chance to turn. And these children represent God. They're the most innocent and like God. And that's why the devil wants to kill them, wants to hurt them. It's always been this way since Pharaoh and then to Herod and to now, but more than ever. And enslaving them and doing many, many things, including organ harvesting and adrenochroming them. I will say that till I'm dead. It's true. And there will be a lot of things that are going to come out. We'll eventually get to see what Trump talked about, the Hunter laptop from hell. What's on that? It's from hell. Well, I have a good idea what's on that, and it's pretty bad. Public, I want to say to you that there is screaming in the wombs for a long time of many mothers. You couldn't hear it. It was a silent scream. But I've got to hear those screams now, and they're outside the womb. Please do what God has given you and do what you must with your talent to help our Lord. Can we love God's children more than we fear evil? My brothers and sisters, can we love Jesus more than we fear our cross?
Jim, thank you very much. Look forward to having you and Eduardo back on and joining you guys. We're going to do a lot of special broadcasting around this event in Bedminster, so really thank you. Thank you for making this happen, sir. Appreciate it.
What do you guys think? Do you guys think Trump was chosen by God, or is that just so crazy to say? Do you think we were chosen by God? Do you think there was a president chosen by God? Comment down below. Let me know, because I know a lot of people get weirded out when you say stuff like that about Trump, because there are a lot of people that take it way too far. But I just have to say, what do you think about Jim Caviezel? Is he on point here? Do we need an awakening? Because I feel like we do. I feel like he's right. A movie like this is the seed planted for the next 20 years, that the next generation is actually going to do something about it. It's actually going to use their brain, use their heart, and use God, and let God use them, may I say. So comment down below. Let me know what you think. I'll see you guys on the next one.
I thought that was really interesting. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. All right. We can do this real quick. Bye, Mark. Thanks for subscribing, though. Appreciate it. I actually found out that movie is playing at the cinema here in town, and I think I'm going to go tomorrow and watch it, because I think it's one that everybody should probably see. Just my opinion. I don't know. We'll take a look at it, and hopefully I'll be able to give you a review of what I've seen tomorrow after I go. Maybe, yeah, he does. He does need to read the Bible more. Let's go. We'll jump back over here to the Vigil. There's probably not much going on, but until I find you another video, we'll just watch that for a minute.
Don't get fooled again. Don't get fooled again. No, no.
Honduras? Haiti? 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 CBP1? Haiti? ¿Dónde vas? Where you go? Florida? New York? New Jersey? So we're here in Brownsville at the bus stop. That's the outside of the bus stop. Inside, same thing. So Democrats want you to think it's slowing down. It's all deception. They're all just hiding it. So inside, the whole same thing here as we saw in McAllen. We've got lots in China. China?
Yes.
Where?
We are planning going to New York.
New York, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, but CBP1?
CBP1, no.
No CBP1?
No.
Okay.
We don't understand Spanish.
It's only Spanish, okay. So did you come across the river? How did you come? Or
swam.
You swam?
Yes.
What part of China?
Henan province.
Hunan, okay. Hunan, oh,
yeah,
okay.
Different city.
Is China bad?
Yeah, yes.
Why are so many people coming right now?
Destroy our house. The government. Someone.
The communists?
Harm.
So communism, no good.
Yes, life is so bad.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the CCP.
CCP.
No, not good.
No good.
No.
Are you alone or do you have family?
I'm alone.
Do you have family back home?
Yes.
Are you going to try to bring them here?
No, because I traveled so many countries.
It's difficult.
Dangerous.
Yeah, dangerous. What's your name? Dongsheng?
Yes.
Ben.
Ben.
Ben, yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. So you heard that. He said he swam across the river, but they're setting in. So what we're being told is, even though Mayorkas said that if you come across illegally, you're going to get deported, all you have to do is appeal it. And the NGOs, like the one right across the street, are teaching people that. So they tell you what to say. They coach you on the other side. So when you get across here, send you in, like this lovely young lady right here, working with the Team Brownsville, the leftist NGO here. So it's interesting. So you had most of the people saying they're from CBP1, but we'll find this. You'll find people that are also not, like the guys from China. They just said they swam across. So they didn't want to do the app. So they didn't want to wait in line. So they swim across. They get caught, and then they just appeal their deportation. And Biden and Mayorkas happily oblige. That's what's happening right now. Everything they're saying out of DC is a lie. Here we go, guys. Team Brownsville sign is back in the window. Welcome, friends. Bienvenidos, amigos. Unless you're an American citizen that has questions about their operation and how much money they're making and why they're supporting the invasion, then you're not. Then they lock you out. Isn't that nice?
Hey, Fox.
Yeah, so you see what's going on down there. Ben's doing a great job down there on the border. He watched one where he went down with some, I don't know if they were military, but they were, I don't know if it was security or whatever, but they actually busted a couple guys that were robbing people and raping females, and they found a spot where there was actually a cross where they found used condoms and all kinds of stuff that it's just really sad to see that that's all happening, and it's all because of the agenda that Biden has put forth, and to try to bring people in. And people are, it's the corruption, the money, the crap that's taken place. It's just sickening. It's just really sickening to see what's taken place, and that our country, our America, is guilty of what it's done. We are allowing these things to take place because of the person that we've allowed to be president of our country, and it's just really, really sad. I think it's just a tragic thing.
Really? Hello.
There's on the hot mic.
Oh yeah, we're on the hot mic. Sorry, I didn't know it was you. I'm so sorry, I didn't hear the name.
That's all right. I got Kenneth Bonowitz with me tonight, Coach.
Coach.
Hey, Jimmy, how y'all doing?
We're good out here. How you doing?
We're doing great.
Good.
Good to hear your voice. Nice to meet you.
It's a pleasure.
So, me and Coach were talking. Did the weather clear up out there?
Yep, it's beautiful.
Cool. Anyways, Coach is ready to get his story out there.
Come on with it, Coach.
Tim, would you like to have the exclusive and do my story?
I'd love it.
Okay, all right. I'm going to be retaining legal services for the part that happened here a few days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Once I get that all tightened up, I give you exclusive on what happened in my view here, and then you need or want from me.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And the J6 community appreciates that. And everybody out there watching, you know, we want to do everything we can for you guys. That's really why we're here every night, is we want to give you a voice. We want to make sure that you're not feeling forgotten or, feeling left in the dark, because you're not. And, it's times like these when we really have to come together as a J6 community and make sure that things like what happened earlier this week don't continue to happen to you guys.
How's his wound?
Yeah, how is your stab wound?
They can't get away with this. It's fine. It was a minor, but it's because he hit me in the forearm where I've got a little bit of muscle. It's not soft tissue. Yeah, he was aiming for the chest and face area. Bono would put his arm up and got hit the arm, which is lucky he didn't hit his eye or anything like that. So we got to look on that aspect of it.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm a big boy, so I've got some extra skin here. Yeah, but he has some cushion to protect it.
All right, well, thank God for that.
I'm like Santa Claus over here. Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm a fat boy, but I'm a big boy. 6'4", 200 pounds.
I'm sorry, say that again.
I said I wouldn't say I'm a fat boy, but I'm a big boy. 6'4", 250 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah, he makes me look. I'm 230 pounds, and he makes me look like a little kid. makes me feel skinny and all delicate stuff.
Brian, are you feeling like the female of that relationship?
I'm kind of intimidated a little bit. I told him I wouldn't tell on you.
we had a good bonding time. We were in the hole together. We were selling, so we kind of got to know each other a little bit. You know, not in that way, but you know. Yeah, and we're even on rummy, so we got to have more games. Definitely, got to play some more rummy so we can break the tie. You know, we got lucky. We got some cards. The runners over there, the crew over there, they were pretty tight. Yeah, these guys didn't stop for at least 36 hours that we were there. Yeah, the detail guys were great guys over there. So they were good. They took care of us. Yeah. And that's funny. The thing is we were red filling the guards and the inmates over there in the hole. They were like, they were, well, we all like you white boys. And then we had a black guy. We had a black guy that over there that could imitate us, our white voice, and he had them all going. It was pretty fun. It's good times in the hole. Well, the first 2 days, no. Yeah, the first 2 days were horrible. No, the first 2 days were friggin' unbelievable. 110 degrees, if not hotter. That we were just pouring down sweat. Couldn't get comfortable. Couldn't relax. Nothing. At 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, 3 o'clock in the morning, just dripping sweat. I had to pull my cot down off because your old man's back over here. I slept on the top rack.
He is
put
delicate.
my mat on the floor. Yeah, we know he's delicate. I had to put my mat down on the floor just to get a little relief from the heat. And it was unbearable. It was inhumane. It took me 2 hours banging on the door of him having an asthma attack to get the medical down there to get him to the infirmary before they actually did anything. 2 hours. From what, 3:30 to 5:05 is when they finally came? I finally got there at 5:30. Yeah, 5:30. Because when they wanted to belly chain me, wanted to ankle cuff me and belly chain me to go down to medical. Why I can't breathe and I've got a headache and my chest's killing me, and they want to take the time to, after taking 2.5 hours to get me there, want to belly chain me and ankle cuff me.
Wow.
And like I said, I'm a big guy. I don't fit regular cuffs.
Right.
So I got lucky that they used the ankle cuffs on my wrists so I didn't have to. Because I told them, you try and put ankle cuffs on me, you might as well call the ambulance. As the guy's having a medical emergency, you're trying to chain him up in all these chains. Right. Yeah. Like, it's ridiculous.
It's absolutely shameful, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm glad y'all are back in the pod, that y'all don't have no charges, and, things are getting back slightly to normal.
Yeah, we are thankful that we're back in here. Yes, absolutely. That's a little reality check right there real quick. Yeah. We're glad to be back over here, that's for sure. I don't necessarily want to do that again. Yeah.
Yeah, with your Starbucks machines and...
Yeah, our cappuccino Starbucks machines we have over here.
Yeah, the high life that you're living in a J6 pod.
Here's a quick little story. Your old man wanted a cup of hot coffee. So we got the crew. The crew's like, yeah, we can get you some hot water. So we had to go through an ordeal of putting a plastic bag on the floor and rolling it under the door, which is about 1/16 of an inch, right from the door to the top of the box. It sounded like we were trying to give delivery to a baby or something. Oh, you got to burp the air out of it. Oh, don't squeeze on that corner. You got to squeeze it on this corner. He's on his hands and knees, right up in the air, trying to get face down as close to the door as he can to get him a cup of hot water so he can have hot coffee.
He will go to great lengths for coffee.
It's a great. I did. Yeah, it cost $9 for a cup of warm coffee by the end of it. Yeah, it wasn't even warm. It was tap water. It was like tap water. By the time we got it through the door and everything, it was no different than just getting it out of the thing.
Well, he tried, and I will give him that. He is a trier. He will put all his effort into it.
Yeah, yes, he is. Yeah, I found out he's a hoarder. He's a hoarder. He's got, 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 rolls of toilet paper.
Well, he just wants to make sure he doesn't go without.
Yeah, that's right. I'm in the store. You know, and all that shit came with him when he went over the whole three tubes of toothpaste, 3 toothbrush, 3 bars of soap. So, no, in that aspect, I was pretty well taken care of. Yeah, he gave me a toothbrush at the last sit there because I was like, oh man, I gotta brush my teeth.
You're sitting there with no toothbrush. He's sitting there with 4 toothbrushes, and you're like, "Can I have one?"
Yeah. Well, I didn't know he didn't have one, so he asked me for one. Yeah. Of course, I gave him a toothbrush. Yeah, and whatever food he wanted to eat, he could have. You're always a good man.
That's why I
We
keep
just
him
gotta
around.
quit doing stupid shit like this, right? We're getting too old for this crap. Yeah, I'm 57 years old. This is the first time I've been in trouble with my life. Just getting too old for this crap. Yeah.
Yeah. Brian's slightly younger and has been in slightly more trouble, so yeah.
I just have to cough, that's all. I'll take this one, right?
That's right.
2 minutes of my life is going to end up being like 4 years of my life.
That's right.
All it was 2 minutes.
Wow.
All right, you're going out there tonight.
Well, all the usual suspects like Lily and Rebecca and Constitution Steve and Stormtrooper, and of course myself, Mickey and Nicole and Katie, and we have Serena from California, Earth Mom, and I'm sorry, there's a new Steven, and it just arrived, and I believe he's from the Young Republicans group, if I did hear correctly. A Republican group, I'm sorry.
I thought it was the Young Republicans.
Oh, and Jessica Watkins.
Well, hello, everybody.
Oh, okay, and Jessica Watkins is on the phone waiting to go live as well. So you guys get your messages out real quick so that we can get off the phone.
All right, I'm gonna throw my gifts and go out there. Sure. Gifts and go support Brian Jackson. You can help me away. Be thankful. Kenneth Bonnewood has a gifts and go. You want to say it? Yes, it's Coach 54 at Gifts and Go. You know, I could really use the help. I've got my children are taking care of my commissary and stuff like that. Unfortunately, I didn't have that much of a savings account. What I did have is gone. So I prefer not my children to pay for, all this kind of stuff. So that's Coach 54.
All right.
And we thank y'all for listening to us. Y'all have a good night. We love y'all. Thank y'all for showing up.
We love you.
God bless everybody.
God bless you guys. We'll talk to you soon.
Bless you too.
Bye.
All right, we love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Talk to you later.
Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Hey, Jess.
Hey, how you guys doing?
We're good.
We're doing great. How you doing?
I'm awesome. Like, I'm so glad my friend Serena got to link up with y'all, and she came out all the way from California to come to the Vigil. I think that's super awesome. I appreciate you guys for taking good care of her.
Oh, we're just so thankful to have another patriot out here on the corner.
Yeah, absolutely. So she was super excited. So, I'm grateful as always. I appreciate it.
So how are you doing? We're thankful that the phones are on, the tablets are on tonight. We might get to speak to you guys for more than 30 seconds. That's amazing.
Right? Oh, I'm hanging in there. I just found out a couple days ago that the DOJ is appealing our sentencing. I got sentenced to 8.5 years. Kelly Meggs got sentenced to 12, and Rose got sentenced to 18, and then a bunch of other guys got sentenced to 4. And the DOJ is appealing all of us. They still want to put Rose in prison for 25. They still want to put me in prison for 18, and which is just insane that they're doing this to us. We're not violent. We rescue people and all sorts of stuff. So that's what I'm dealing with right now.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I did actually read an article about that yesterday, and it blows my mind. And I was saying earlier, for a man like Stuart Rhodes, who's 58 years old with an 18-year sentence, it's a life sentence, and they want to put more on him. I don't understand it. What do they think? I don't get it, but and it's a travesty.
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 It is.
It is.
Horrible.
Yeah. For me, I mean, they still want to put me in for 18 years, so I won't be out until I'm 60.
Wow.
So, I mean, it might as well be a life sentence, you know. I turned 41 next month.
Wow. That's amazing. I mean, I'm so sorry for what this country and this government is doing to you. And just from the bottom of my heart, like, I'm sorry for this, because this government is not for the people, but that's for sure. It's not the voice of the people that is speaking like that. And
I was going to say, I don't think the government, I think that the government is definitely doing this to us, but the country isn't.
Right.
The country doesn't want this. I genuinely feel that. Like,
when January 6th first happened, it was there was a lot of crazy emotions going on all over the country, with everybody involved and involved one off and whatnot, and there was a lot of anger, and there still is a lot of anger, but I think that the sentiment of public opinion is starting to sway in our direction, because they are starting to see just how unjustly you guys are being treated, and it's unfortunate that y'all have to bear the burden of this, but at least it is opening the eyes and minds of people in this country finally.
Yeah, there's two of them right there. Yeah.
And hopefully, enough eyes and minds will be opened in the next year that we can take back our House, our Senate, and our White House, and so that we can restore the Republic, to what it's supposed to be, what our forefathers envisioned for us and what they wrote on paper. The Constitution is a valuable piece of information for all of us. And the Bill of Rights isn't just something you wipe your ass with. I know that a lot of people think it is, but it's not. And it's people like you and everybody else that stood up that day that that will keep those documents preserved in the future, and hopefully we'll take back all these things that we need to. Hopefully the steps will be made, and in come 2024 there'll be some pardons, and we'll all have that big barbecue we've been talking about.
I certainly hope so. It's hard to put too much hope and faith and trust that's going to happen.
Right.
But at the same time, I mean, that's all I got, at this point. So, but
and are you
yeah,
appealing?
No, I completely agree with that.
Are you appealing?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm appealing to seeing the charges, everything.
Good.
Like the 1512, all of it.
Yeah. Well, and I saw another
thing that we have is the 1512, the obstruction charge gets overturned. That accounts for 3 out of my 4 felonies.
Wow.
Like, the only other felony I got is impeding officers, like, because I was in the way, basically. That's, like, all my charges are basically I was in the way, and for that I have to go to prison for 18 years. I didn't hurt anyone. I didn't attack anyone. Megs and Harrelson rescued police officer. So our charges are basically you were in the way, so you have to go to prison now. But if the Supreme Court overturns that verdict and says, hey, no, look, the obstruction charge is not applicable, it's not what it was meant for, it's unconstitutionally vague, the corruptly caused, all of that, if that gets overturned, then most January 6ers are going to go home.
Right.
Myself included.
Right. I was reading an article about that this morning. A family friend had sent it to me. So, there are some hopeful things happening that weren't happening 2 years ago. So we have made some progress, but we do have to really stay very prayerful at this time, because the devil is fighting hard.
Yeah. Oh, now it's the time to put your foot on the gas. It's not a time to hit the brakes. So, like, the more that stuff comes out, like with, John Solomon and I think it was Julie Kelly and someone from the Epoch Times. A bunch of people got the footage. Kevin McCarthy did the right thing and, like, made the footage available. I wish Tucker could have done more with it. because he was great. But he is great. Now that stuff is starting to come out, I just recorded a micro documentary. That's what I'm calling it. That'll be coming out soon with Gateway Pundit and others. So hopefully that'll also shed some light on things.
Anytime that y'all get to get your stories out, with the Gateway Pundit and the Epoch Times and a lot of these other news organizations, I feel like, that every story that comes out is another win for us. I've always said that we are not going to win any great, huge battles. There's not going to be this huge battle that we win and, victory for us. I don't think, it doesn't feel like that, but I feel like we will win by paper cuts and small victories. And I think that every article is a small victory because, every article is another chance to change another mind and to tell your truth. And it is the truth. It's not just your truth. It's the actual truth. Like, you just can't deny it. It's the truth.
Yeah. Speaking of, while I have the ear of America, if anybody is interested, I had a brainstorm idea. The thought was that if somebody can create a website, like an aggregate, like a go-to to link. So every time an article comes in, if it's about the instruction clause, it just goes into a folder to where you can go through and just kind of like a one-stop shopping for J6 information that pulls from the Gateway Pundit, from Epoch Times or Fox News or wherever. I don't know if anybody out there in the world that's listening to my voice is capable of doing something like that, but that was a thought I had.
That is a great idea. And I think, we do have several organizations that we work with. And I know that, I don't know what each and every single one of them does, all to the extent of all that they do. But that is a good idea. So I'll make note of that. I'll bring it up at the next board meeting. Do you have a Give, Send, Go, Jessica?
I do. You have 1 minute remaining. It is Golf 2 Niner Hotel 3 G29H3. I had raised some money before for my trial, but now I'm trying to raise money again for the appeals. So I appreciate you guys for helping me with that.
Yeah, absolutely. We're so happy to be able to hear from you. And, anytime you want to call, just give us the ring.
There you go.
I will. If the tablets are working.
Yeah, absolutely, right? Yeah. We got lucky. It's Fun Friday, so you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, before it cuts us off, I just want to
y'all
say
have a
thank you,
great night. I
Patriot.
appreciate y'all for letting me call in. Please take care of my friend Serena. She's awesome.
Yeah.
Of course,
I've
always.
been really close
We
to
love
her.
you.
So, awesome. Y'all have a great night, and I'll talk to y'all later.
All right.
Good night, Jeff.
Bye. I love you.
Love you, girl. All right. Bye.
All right, so we'll go back. There's another video I want to show you guys. I don't know if you have seen. Ivan Rake Fund. Just come across it. I thought I would share that with you. Real quick.
Champ, Senator, ma'am. Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. Colonel, it's my understanding that you're spending.
Okay.
I have one question. Champ, Senator, ma'am. Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. Colonel, it's my understanding that you're spending your own time and your own resources investigating and educating. Why? Loves this
Madam
country.
Chairwoman, Senator Shamp.
Sorry about the buffering. Sorry about the buffering. I'm going to try to disconnect some stuff. I've got a lot of stuff connected to the Wi-Fi.
So it sounds cliche, but at the end of the day, so my parents fled the Soviet Union in the 70s from communism. This one gets emotional. Okay. I see it coming here. Not on my watch.
Amen. Amen. Thank you. I have one question.
Champ.
Thank
Senator, ma'am.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. Colonel, it's my understanding that you're spending your own time and your own resources investigating and educating. Why?
Loves this
Madam
country.
Chairwoman, Senator Champ. So it sounds cliche, but at the end of the day, so my parents fled the Soviet Union in the 70s from communism. This one gets emotional. Okay. I see it coming here. Not on my watch.
Amen. Amen. Thank you.
And he's in it for the right reasons. I really, truly appreciate what he's doing. He's doing great things, and we should definitely support him in what he's doing. So how's everybody doing tonight? Carol says she's not feeling well, so let's pray for Carol. And yes, Dana, it is definitely better than dial-up. Way better than dial-up. And pray for Ashley. She's having some bad storms coming on over there. Hello, Jamie. It's not too hot out here, Mama. It's sun's going down. I don't think it's that hot. Roy Long says, John 7. Oh, wait, we got somebody speaking again. 1 second.
So good out here. The rain stopped just in time.
That's good. I heard that you guys got some nice weather there at the end. Is what the rumor is in here.
That's right.
Double rainbow.
We got a double rainbow.
Speaking of rumors. Oh, nice. Oh, that's special. Well, I'm not gonna keep. I'm not gonna try to incite any drama. And all that. But there's a lot of news articles that are out there about a certain event that occurred a couple of days ago. Myself and 11 good men were taken to a disciplinary unit. However, all the disciplinary charges have been dropped, I believe, at this point, that they're not going to be pursuing any of them. The one rumor that I just wanted to nip in the bud, again, I'm going to leave names out and not make it personal, but I think it's very important. It has nothing to do with myself, is that it's 10 other good men that were with me, and they don't deserve this. And more importantly than that, our country, and whether you want to call it conservatism or the MAGA movement or whatever label you want to put on it, it deserves better than this as well. And I just want to clarify that as you guys know, the one name I will say, which has been public record, is Taylor Taranto, is an individual that not only, fraudulently and inauthentically infiltrated the Vigil and put you guys at risk. He's an individual who was seen in front of Barack Obama's house in his neighborhood with live ammunition and explosives, allegedly, respectfully.
Right.
When he did get to this pod, he was bragging about that behavior, and a certain individual that's been here for a while did start to co-sign his rhetoric, stating that that is what made him ultra MAGA. I just want to go ahead on the record and say, for every J6er that I'm incarcerated with here in D.C. and every J6er that I've encountered along the way, we vastly and overwhelmingly do not align or agree with ex-President Obama's policy or politics. At the same time, none of us, absolutely none of us, wish any ill will or harm on his family. It is not indicative to who we are. Even though we disagree politically, we do not agree with the actions of Taylor Taranto. And while there was one individual that has labeled him a patriot, I will say that we strongly disagree with that. We do not wish any ill will on ex-President Obama or any other far-left Democrats, even though at times they really upset us and we strongly disagree with them. We do not wish any harm on them, and we do not consider Taylor Taranto's actions patriotic whatsoever. And I know that there might be some on the left that say, oh, well, you're a hypocrite. And I will argue back with, no, we're not, because we did not bring bombs and guns to the Capitol, as we all well know, nor would we ever. And again, this individual is not a patriot. He is not a January 6er. Those that defend and align with this individual, who has come out and admitted he is part of Antifa, we simply just do not co-sign that notion. And on that day, we stuck together, and we literally defended ourselves. And that's all I'll comment on the situation, especially on this recorded line, that something could be taken out of context. But we do not support Taylor Taranto's actions at all whatsoever.
Well, we appreciate that, Barry, and we know that you guys in there, we know that you are, loyal to us, but we don't want you ever to get in any trouble over anything that goes on out here. We don't want to cause any grief for you guys. So, whatever you feel that you have to say, or at times do, please don't get yourselves in any trouble.
And that's absolutely, and that's another thing that I wanted to clarify. We definitely have our beliefs, our political views, and words are just words. But this individual took action. Clearly, Mr. Taranto is a very mentally disturbed individual, and that day was no different. He began to spaz out with a pen in his hand, and certain steps were taken to make sure that nobody lost an eye or nobody was hurt. But nobody went above and beyond that. He did not sustain any injury whatsoever at all. And another one of his Antifa buddies, who we've known was a member of Antifa, and I will say his name. His name is Timothy Boner. He came to his rescue, and now I'm now labeled the Boner Killer. But I digress. So yeah, I got the new nickname Boner Killer. But that was, again, I'm not gonna stand there and do nothing while my brothers are at risk from some lunatic. But it's most important. It's most important that I get out there to the public that I, take all this aside. We will never condone an individual, or embrace, for that matter, an individual that decides that they're going to show up with weapons to any politician's house, especially an ex-president of the United States, whether we agree with his politics or not. It's just not who we are.
Noted. Heard. That's awesome, Barry. Thank you so much for calling and filling us in on, just some of the things that happen in there. And there's a lot of speculation, and there's always tons of rumors that fly around when things like this happen. So it's always good to get clarification from people that were actually there and and know what happened.
And again, we weren't mistreated on this situation by the DC jail or the faculty, we'll call them. They had to investigate. They had to do something about it. We weren't put in any danger. We were taken to a different unit for a couple days, and we were allowed back with the rest of the guys after they did whatever they had to do. But those two individuals are removed from the unit and are no longer here with us. And that's all we ever wanted to. That's all we ever wanted in the first place. And for Taylor's, I don't want to call it defense, but the reality of it is we could clearly see he's a mental case, and he needed to be in a psychiatric, surrounding to, protect him and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah. I do definitely think that he was in your pod by design. Just a lot of the surrounding circumstances don't add up to what normally happens in the DC jail. So,
You're 100% accurate, and I'd say the most valid point to that is that when we talk to the ship captain and the lieutenant, I'm not sure if those are exactly their titles, but just for argument's sake, they were the higher ups for our unit. They agreed with us 100%. When they went to their higher ups to respect the chain of command of trying to get Mr. Taranto removed, they were met with a hard no from their superiors. And they found it a bit confusing as well. So to your point, that's exactly how we felt. That we do know a federal judge ordered him specifically to be in this unit. And when the officers that are in charge of that normally tried to solidify it and make him leave the unit, they were told, no, they can't do that by their superiors. So that's very telling, in my opinion. And the fact that they had him locked down for 4 days away from us, just to let him out one day randomly to roam, and he was willing to do that. I definitely agree with you that there's more to the story than we know about. Very strange situation.
There is a part of the penal code here in DC about inciting violence that I think should be looked at closely, because first of all, I think the police officers incited violence on January 6th. That's just my personal opinion. Nobody has to really care about it, but that's what I think.
I care about it too.
Well, I think we have proof of that now.
I think we do. I think there is enough proof already been put on the record in many court cases over and over and over again.
4 murders and some beatings.
4 murders and some beatings later, But I also think that some of the things that happen inside the jail and out here on the corner are by design, and they are meant to incite violence. I don't understand why none of the officers in this town know that penal code. I think it's 1322. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that, but it's something close to that for sure.
Yeah, well, I mean, you raised a very, very valid point. We definitely had a weird situation here. Alicia Powell on the Gateway Pundit, along with Mel Holly, contributed to Sean Whitman from the Gateway Pundit. They did a good piece, at least getting the facts out to the American people as what exactly occurred. I would refer anyone to go look at their articles. I think his name is Sean Whitman.
Yeah,
Whitman did the first article, and Mel Holly contributed. Yeah, that will that's a pretty accurate, an accurate depiction of what happened for sure. You know, there was a lot of weird factors in this situation that allowed it to get to the point that it got to, and his behavior definitely seemed like, like there was something more that he was aware of. Right. You know, just the fact that he was charged so many times. My fiance was able to find multitude of media stories and articles about him all the way back to 2001 about erratic, crazy behavior. So, you know, that's just very strange. And I think, you know, the fact that he was in front of an elementary school on a bullhorn yelling at kids to evacuate because a white supremacy attack was about to occur, that's definitely something Antifa does all over the country when they cause chaos and do their little thing. They're always blaming it on non-existent white supremacy.
Right.
So, you know,
I was told that was an evacuation drill that was planned for that school for that day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's, you know, he was there with his bullhorn. I know there's video that is surfaced. They talk about it on the news, you know, and, you know, I just, it's very strange. Mr. Taranto has very strange aura around him as far as the media is concerned, and I would definitely like to know more, but he's a very strange individual. Again, he went completely, for lack of better terminology here, he went ape shit for no reason. And, you know, again, these guys just did what they had to do to avoid being hurt with his pen.
Right. Well, you know, a pen can be a deadly weapon. You can put somebody's eye out like that. Yeah. And then you can shove it straight into their brain.
You got Jay Victors that got 111 Bs for farting in the direction of officers, so I don't, you know, you pretty much come up with a 111 B for anything these days. Well, unless you're far left, then, you know, you can shoot somebody in the head and it's not a 111 B.
Well, it is very interesting that his January 6 charges are only the 4 misdemeanor charges of being on the grounds, you know, basically that being on restricted ground charges. But he doesn't have charges of being inside the Capitol. He doesn't have assault charges. He doesn't have any other charges.
And the fact that he's in close proximity to Mr. John Sullivan multiple times throughout the day says a lot to me as well.
Well, I mean, he handed his cane to another person. They then used the cane as a weapon and assaulted other people. And that person has been charged, but Taylor has not been charged with that crime.
Wonderful. Yeah, that's incredible. I mean, there's all kind of different things like that, you know, and
there's a lot of interesting stuff going on around him.
Yes, and the fact that he wound it up here, that situation took place. Some of the rhetoric coming out of his mouth was extreme.
You have 1 minute remaining.
I'm not even going to repeat some of the nasty and disgusting things he said, but you know, it's in the article. People can read it, and you know, again, that's we held our ground. We didn't do anything more than had to be done. We didn't beat anybody down or anything like that, even though that's what one individual here that labeled him a real patriot and took offense to him, my opinion, so they can try to grift. But I'll digress. But that was our 1 minute warning. I'm really hoping the new nickname Boner Killer doesn't stick, but so far no luck there.
Yeah, it probably is going to stick, Barry. I'm sorry about that. Yeah. Sorry, Boner Killer.
Yeah.
I'm holding on to it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, God bless you all. God bless the USC. I'll catch you all on the flip side.
God bless you, Barry. Interesting.
Who again? Who tried to
save my comments for a few minutes? I want to gather them.
That was a lot of information about David.
I couldn't understand the whole seriously. Yeah, like all that energy.
2001. That's like she said.
Waiting for my time is wild every time God it made it seem to taste was not so sweet. So I turned myself I'm never gonna glimpse how the others see me come. I'm much too fast to take that test. Change it, turn and face the strain. To change it, I wanna be a richer man. Change it, turn and face the strain. To change it, gonna have to be a different man. Now they change me. But I can't wait. Change the sound, but never leave. So the days go through my eyes, till the day seem to stay. And these children that used to be on the stage try to change their world are immune to the they're quite aware of what they're going through. Change it, turn and face the strain. Change it, don't tell them to grow up out of it. Change it, turn and face the strain. Change it, when she you left us.
Hello. Hey. We got the Cali connection here. You got all the we got some hardcore California features on the line right here. Giving you the most from coast to coast.
All right.
Yeah. We got David Dempsey, Sean McHugh, and Daniel Rodriguez, known for coast to coast like butter and toast. Say hi, guys. Say hi, guys.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey,
I used to have a whole thing on my face.
Hey, people.
I used to have a whole thing on MySpace. You guys remember the days of MySpace? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, when they let us choose our own backgrounds and background music.
Yeah, so cool. And they didn't spy on you?
Yeah, and they didn't spy on us or censor us. Yeah, they probably were spying on us.
So,
maybe not as much censoring. Tom was a friend.
Yeah. You didn't have any friends. Tom would be your friend.
The one guy, right?
But
That's right.
I used to have a thing. You could write little things in the game now. I wrote, said, highly hated, always faded,
Let my females across this nation. I am the shit, and I doubt that you cannot smell me coming. Oh my God. It's okay. Wow, that's a lot.
Wow.
It rolls off the tongue.
Rolls right off the tongue.
Apple mentality. Do we have our fellow Californian out there? Do we have Serena Sampson out there yet?
What's the deal? I'm here representing Cali.
All right.
What's up, Daniel?
Coming out of Long Beach. Long Beach in the
Long
house.
Beach, Florida. Straight from the LBC, you know. I mean, Long Beach, Florida. Did I say that?
Woo!
I'm not done, I swear.
That's right.
The blonde that just. How you guys
Where
doing?
the sewer meets the sea. No, that's Dockweiler.
That's true.
He said when the sewer meets the sea. No, that's Dockweiler.
Oh, that's true. That's true, sadly. That LA River carries all that goodness all the way to Long Beach. Drops it and keeps it there with the break wall. Makes you want to go fishing. Oh, yeah. Yummy fishing.
Man, it's so stupid, man, how the Democrats designed, how they've done nothing to design saving, the water runoff. Oh, believe me, that blows out of LA. It just goes right from the city, right to the fucking ocean. They do absolutely nothing with it. And they get rid of, I think it's like 86% of all rainfall, but, the world's dying.
Yeah, the watershed is a big deal. Like, we don't have a very good watershed. In the reservoirs that we do have, especially up north, I can speak to this, it all gets sent down south. So,
the problem is
that's really a bummer.
Policy mandate drought.
Well, and we've also sold a lot of our aquifers and water sources to foreign entities, so there's that.
Yeah, that too. And not only that, but they reroute, they dam things up, and then they reroute the water to different places. And then there's these, they claimed that there's these, like I said, man-made droughts and things like that. When in actuality, there isn't any of that. That doesn't exist on any.
Well, it's climate change. That's why there's fires too. I mean, if you stop cutting the undergrowth in the forest, it automatically produces climate change.
How are you guys?
Remember when they picked on Trump so bad for talking about raking the forests and how cleaning the underbrush would, decrease? I'm sorry?
Oh, go ahead.
Would decrease the forest fires and that stuff. And they literally mocked him in the media saying, oh, that idiot, like you could rake forests. Well, it's a real thing.
I've done wildland firefighting out in California. I've done it. I've done 4 fire seasons that I've gone to in my life. 3 of them have been in while I was incarcerated. I went to fire camp, and I was actually at the Mendocino Complex fire in the campfire that destroyed Paradise.
Well, people died.
And a bunch of people, basically, they sent us into body count. We weren't even doing mop-ups. We weren't, trying to save property or nothing. I think it was 98% total devastation. And when Trump made that comment, I was where Trump was speaking. We were stationed in camp a little bit away from it. But the comment that he made, granted, he doesn't fight, wildfires, so he doesn't know about doing projects and stuff to be able to get rid of the excess brush and fuel that's out there, because that's what we call fuel. That's exactly what it is. And when you have these idiots that run around, that's danger. Or something stupid like that, so nobody can go near where we need to, get rid of this ladder fuel and stuff like that. So stuff that's up high doesn't go up. The environmentalists actually, they cut themselves down because they're the ones who caused a lot of it. Besides, them lighting fires on purpose so they can perpetrate the lies, climate change, like that. Yeah.
And PG&E, Procter & Gamble, Electric, they were found liable for a lot of that fire.
Trump,
Granted, the way that he said it sounded kind of ridiculous to people who don't know anything about it, but he meant it exactly as you said it. He meant it clearing the underbrush, clearing things out, like pulling the weeds in your yard, you know? Right. Like, pull the weeds in your yard, you're all up in the ground, you're going to have a lot more, lawn there than it would if it was just overgrown with weeds.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
It is a thing.
And Chuck knows what he's talking about. It was pretty cool, being there and getting to be there when Trump talked about that. So I thought that was pretty cool.
It is quite ironic that it was a lot of the environmentalists that were so devastatingly affected by the environment that they created.
Well, okay, let's be really blunt about this. The people that are leading this push are like American Marxists, and basically that's what they are. So they know exactly what they're doing with the climate change movement, and then you just have a lot of uneducated people that react emotionally to this climate change movement or the Green New Deal, or the green folks. You know what I don't like? Endangered species stuff. But all these people, they know exactly what they're doing to create policy to control our lives more.
That's right.
What I don't like is they think that we don't care about the environment for whatever reason. Oh, Republicans don't care? Come on. We do nothing but think about the future and care about the environment. And we're looking at the big ideas, big pictures. We're not getting bought and paid for. Well, absolutely. But so I grew up on another note. I grew up near a Native American tribe, the Miwok tribe in Auburn, California, and they actually taught me about how their ancestors would burn part of the forest after they had died, and they would be doing a lot of underbrush clearing and stuff like that, and they knew how to reproduce these trees. But after you burn, then the seeds get released, and then you have new trees and whatnot. And so that's a plan. That's something that we tried to implement out in California. We've had for a long period of time, and it worked. And it's conservative. Yeah. If the Native Americans do it, we followed it. It worked. And so why would you break something that's not? It just shows that these people know exactly what they're doing.
It's called money.
Seriously, they really do. They know what they're
doing. The climate change crisis has made a lot of millionaires into billionaires, and I think that was the purpose, and that is the purpose all along. And these billionaires want to play God. They want to control our lives. They want us eating insects. They want us owning nothing, being completely dependent on them, so they can then kill us.
Yeah.
Population control.
Right.
I just want to know if we have any good news coming out of California in general. We got Northern and Southern California here represented. Serena, any good news from any patriots out there? You see any changes of minds out there? I know it's a Democrat stronghold out there, but there is certainly a lot of basically they're damn right. Any good news to share with us?
People are starting to wake up. Because I'm in the school system, right? And so I got to deal with all that. But some of the teachers are starting to realize, they're like, oh, this is Marxism. And I'm like, excuse me. Oh, okay. I call it communism.
Yeah.
Right. So they told me, they told me no to communism like 2 years ago. And now they're like, this is Marxism. I'm like, we're splitting hairs here, people. Right. And so because our teachers union wants to put in a new policy that if we're not allowed to talk negative against the school district. And that's what woke up a bunch of teachers. So, and I'm anti-teachers union, but I'm going to be a union representative next year just to put their feet to the fire because I'm done with these people. Fire me. So do me a favor.
Good.
Yeah.
I got to connect you. I don't know if you've ever heard of Tina McCoy out of Pennsylvania. She's out near Lewisburg, Montoursville, and she's running for
she actually was elected on the school board.
Yeah, so So you can maybe link them up and they can maybe help each other in some sort of way, because we all care about the children and about this country, and we don't like them indoctrinating and brainwashing our kids, making them think that America was never great. Something that's awful, you know. You don't have to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance or show. You know, we all need to show pride for this country and love this country. And if you immigrated here, that's evidence enough that this country is great, and we should all embrace it and not try to tear it down, making it different. But yeah, Tina McCoy, you gotta link up with Serena Sam.
Yeah, I'll get them their information switched over.
Yeah,
Right.
Long Beach got one good board member that they did not want her in there. Oh my goodness, they tried their best to get her out, but she got on our board, and so we'll see what happens. But it's a hot mess on the inside, though, for sure. I mean, they put Planned Parenthood on my campus. I have a Planned Parenthood on my high school campus.
Oh my God, that's disgusting. You know, I got a niece that goes to Cal State Long Beach. I know she's not involved in politics, and she's brainwashed like the rest of them. You know, God help her.
My daughter made it through without getting brainwashed.
Dave.
Yeah,
right.
Long Beach is bad.
So, couple of quick things. One, in regards to indoctrination, we need to remember and really drive home the point that not only do they try to, brainwash them with things like critical race theory, Marxism, cultural Marxism, but that they also try to indoctrinate children with perverted, sexualized, mockery, and by telling them they can switch their genders, and basically it's just a way to ease in pedophilia, and they're unfortunately using teachers. I had a lot of good teachers when I was growing up. I had a lot of scumbag ones, but I realize they're scumbags now. But yeah, there's a lot of good teachers that become the kids to shit into the stick for what all the other teachers are doing. And make no mistake, they are trying to create new versions, new, more radicalized versions of themselves by doing this to the kids. That's why the target, the pride.
You have 1 minute remaining.
They're doing this because they want to demoralize the country. They want to destroy the needs of their family. And it's up to us to get that behind God and get that behind. Damn right. Damn right. You got a special guest. You're Shane.
Hillbilly Shane, how's everybody doing? Oh, I just wanted to say hello. Serena's out there. I want to say hi to Serena.
What's up?
So everybody knows we're glad to be back in the.
We're glad you guys are back in the pod.
Yeah. Gonna hang up, I guess, so we'll call back. Let go.
All
Right back, guys.
All right.
All right, so real quick, while that's doing that, I want to show you something else that I said that I would show you guys. You hear my machine running in the background. Let's see, where's it at? Where did it go? Oh, man. Okay, 1 second.
Got a call from the top. Got someone in trouble. Got days with the devil. I know it's a lie. But gather your angels, put sand on the table, and draw up a plan. Go on, but go away. We're moving in with thunder. I suggest you stand down. You're not gonna cross this line. You think that you've got this something designed, but you won't touch what's mine. Not gonna like what you find, 'cause I will make the universe align. I won't leave him behind. The enemy trembled as they ran for cover. They knew it's all over when triumphant trumpets came blazing up on them. Our candles, we dropped them, and it's tied to their suicide. We're moving in with thunder. The battle's already been won. You're not gonna cross this line. You think that you've got this whole thing designed, but you won't touch what's mine. Not gonna like what you find, 'cause I will make the universe align. I won't leave him behind. Let the white flag fly, 'cause even with my own life on the
All right, now we'll jump back over to Rebecca's stream, because it is almost time.
We. You.
Us.
Three, two, one. Oh, say, can you see? I the gods divine was so proudly revealed, and the twilight's last gleam, whose hearts shines in bright stars, will the perilous fight, for the red hearts we want, burn so gallantly streaming, and the rockets the buffers singing, and close to the night, and our flag was still there. Oh, praise us as stars spangled, for the land of free, and you know what tonight is, right? You know what tonight is?
Friday? It's Bastille Day.
It's wrestling night.
Oh, it's wrestling night. You got your Ric Flair ready?
Oh, no. I dedicated a room of gentlemen, J6 dude. They told me they're wrestling. Let me tell you about me, Tony Schiavone. I love it when an 18-year-old woman puts her head upon my chest. The beads of sweat are dripping off her brow. And she looks up at me and she says, now I know what they call you, Space Mountain. Woo! I may be the oldest rider in the park, baby, but I got the longest line. Who is this old ego? Let me tell you about me. After exporting to the 10 sensitive times across the Fair Maidens 12 packs and the 6 packs, and 6 packs and a no pack.
There, baby.
All right, keep going, but I won't. Your Honor, Your Honor, did you hear this, man? He won't watch it. He might be a Ric Flair fan too.
Everybody got a Ric Flair
All
story.
right, so sorry, go ahead.
Oh, we were just saying everybody's got a good Ric Flair story.
I'm sure. In fact, the last facility I was at, I was bunked next to a guy that was there. I think it was back in the day. He was road manager for if it was WWF or one of those acronyms or whatever. But no one believed him until he had one of his friends send him pictures of him with Roddy Piper, with Andre the Giant, with Superfly Jimmy Snuka. No, he definitely had that. He had the Bushwhackers. Who else? Obviously Ric Flair, of course. Did you hear the rumors about them watching being Ric Flair fans at the White House? Like right now, or you mean with Trump? No, right now. I don't know if it's true or not. I'm not one to start these rumors, but they said that somebody was saying "woo," but the Secret Service turned out that it was just cocaine being done.
Yikes.
So I guess somebody was that bag of cocaine belongs to somebody. And you know the saying that they don't like.
But we'll
cocaine,
never find out who because it's just too impossible to investigate.
Yeah, they did DNA on only the staff, not the Biden. Okay, that's a great investigation. Great investigation, guys.
Yeah, now they're blaming the construction workers.
I read something online today on the Fox Online website about some stuff that's been implicated with corruption in Romania with the Hunter Biden laptop. It's the ambassador to the UN, Biden's current ambassador to the UN, and he's involved with some kind of corruption, and it's all on the Hunter laptop dating back to 2010. So if you guys want to look at that, that was something from today. We get the paper in here, but it comes like a week late. But yeah, so that was something that's going on. Obviously, we know there's tons of heat and smoke and flames and they say no fire here. No, we feel the flames. You don't feel the heat from in this jail. But there is just a big old fire going on in the White House, and there are a bunch of crooks, and the DOJ is involved. These prosecutors are taking orders from the White House as well as these judges. My judge was appointed by Barack Obama, and we obviously know that Joe Biden was the vice president under Barack Obama, and how are we supposed to get any fairness in this town? We're asking to be let free, but they're not free. They're beholden to their superiors, their handlers, and screw DC is what I'm saying. We need to clean this place up, clean this town up.
Screw DC! Screw DC!
Well, these people, if they got any sense, live.
What were you going to think? As far as you guys, did you guys, any of you guys go to the Truth and Light Festival, or did you leave that up for some other people and you guys stayed here?
Nicole did go to the Truth and Light Festival, and Tommy went as well. So we did send 2 members of our delegation.
And then yesterday we went to the Christopher Wray.
And we went to the Christopher Wray hearing yesterday, or was it the day before yesterday? Yesterday. God.
Was
A
it
lot has
yesterday?
happened.
No, it
Anyways,
was day before yesterday.
yeah, it's day before yesterday. So we went to the Christopher Wray hearing on Wednesday, and that was, interesting to watch the debauchery and the lies and the bullshit. The Congress showed Christopher Wray a video of him lying to Congress back in December, and then he continued to lie to Congress. Guess what? Nothing happened. They ended the committee hearing with no arrest made, with no accountability had, nothing. So when Republicans in Congress want to know why we look at them with such disdain, this is why. Yeah, they talk and they talk and they talk, and we see no freaking action. Jim Jordan.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug, isn't it, Director?
Yes, it is, but who would know?
All right, so I heard that there's some whistleblower that is going to be testifying next week for Congress. It's very detrimental to the Biden helicopter. You're going to about that.
I think it is going to be some interesting testimony next week if he makes it next week. A lot of bad things happen here in DC. We know that. Seth Rich and Miriam.
Or Seth Rich.
And
we need justice for Seth Rich.
Yeah, we do need justice for Seth Rich. Debbie Weiserman. I'm sorry. What's your name again? Weiserman. Okay, so we do need justice for Seth Rich still, and we hope that this whistleblower makes it to Congress next week and is able to say, his truth and bring truth and light to this corrupt regime. Yeah. But it's not anything new. It's stuff that we all have known. People knew this about Biden, and they still voted for him. They knew he was a kid toucher, and they still voted for him. I mean, if you believe that he got 81 million votes. So,
which we don't.
Well, there certainly was some crooked, shady snakes that did vote for him.
Right.
But, yeah, there's other
and I don't
people,
understand how anybody can legitimize voting for a pedophile.
There's about 3 people.
Shame on them.
And I won't get into it, but there are certain people that, let's say, that are close to me, not in here. I mean,
right.
Yeah, I'm right next to you, Jeff.
Yeah, but they still try to back him up. They've even said, any cocaine is found in the White House. It doesn't belong to Biden. It's obviously left here. And I'm like, ignorant people, don't you pay attention to the news? Realize where it was found, that it can't be some tourist related and nothing. You're regurgitating the leftist crap that is trying to spin this in some way. It doesn't hold water, but yet you can't do any homework in order to back up whatever fashionable claim. Yeah. Because logic dictates that it's wrong, but yet you're still going to back it up and do it again, and then ask somebody else, hey, am I not right? And of course, they're leftist, but it's the same crap. Yeah.
Well, this isn't the first time that drugs have been found in the Biden White House. This is the 3rd time that drugs have been found in the Biden White House. But the other 2 times, it was just simple marijuana. So what does it really matter if there's drugs in the White House, the most secure building in the nation? Who cares? But I think we should all care.
It explains their actions. It explains the Biden's actions that they're high up their blockers, but it doesn't make it okay.
Right, and anybody that says that it's not a big deal that cocaine was found in the White House is very ignorant or very blissful or complicit
or high as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, they must be high, because we're all sober in here, and we see all this crime going wild in the country, and it's
I don't know. I go on break in 20 minutes.
You're breaking your sobriety.
You have 1 minute remaining.
The criminals are running this country, and it just shows how much this country is just going totally downhill because the criminals are running things. They're in charge. So.
They're very brazen about their criminality at this point because there is not any accountability. They know they're not going to get in trouble. They're being taken care of. So, you know,
Yeah.
until more of us are willing to get more uncomfortable, this will
这
continue.
个星期天要去参加那个会议啊，你注册了，你帮我们注册。你发一个那个
All right. I have a new gift to go, everybody. It's if you'd like to donate, it's a gift /JJ. Everybody, if you'd like to donate. Anyway, thank you. We love you all. Be safe out there. Trump one. All right. That's America.
We love you. God bless you. Good night.
就是你那个 register 以后，他应该给你一个信，给你一个 email。
All right. Well, I'm going to take this opportunity here to go ahead and do roll call. Yeah. All right. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
So, for those lives lost on January 6th, Ashley Babbitt, Roseanne Boylan, Kevin Greason, Benjamin Phillips, and on the next day, Officer Brian Sicknick, rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
And for those detained, John Andrews, Daniel Ball, Thomas Ballard, Roger Bow, Joe Biggs, Aiden Billiard, Matthew Bledsoe, Kenneth Bonowitz, Nicholas Brockoff, Larry Brock, Antoine Bronack, Jeffrey Brown, Jeremy Brown, Alan Byerly, Daniel Caldwell, Matthew Caspel, William Cressman, Eric Christie, Lonnie Kaufman, Nolan Cook, Mason Corson, Nicholas DiCarlo, David Dempsey, Lucas Denny, Charles Donahoe, Israel Easterday, Robert Fairchild, Troy Faulkner, Brandon Fellows, Kyle Fitzsimmons, Mitchell Gardner, Robert Gieswein, James Grant, Matthew Green, Timothy Hale, Kenneth Harrelson, Joshua Haynes, Donald Hazard, Albuquerque Head, Andrew Hernandez, Brian Jackson, Shane Jenkins, Douglas Jensen, Justin Jersey, David Judd, Julian Qatar, Matthew Kroll, Jacob Lang, Nicholas Langren, Samuel Lazar, Marcus Malley, Christian Manley, Cody Matisse, James Malt, Mark Mazza, Ronald McAbee, Patrick McCoffey, James McGrew, David McCoffel, Sean McHugh, Jeffrey McKellop, Kelly Meggs, Jonathan Mellis, Garrett Miller, Matthew Miller, Jordan Mink, Robert Morris, Christopher Moynihan, Jonathan Munifo, Marshall Neat, Daryl Neely, Ethan Nordine, Nicholas Ox, Joseph Padilla, Robert Palmer, Dominic Pizzola, Mark Ponder, Christine Briola, Mahala Pryor, Chris Quaglin, Barry Ramey, Guy Reffitt, Zach Reel, William Reed, Stuart Rhodes, Howard Richardson, Thomas Robertson, Daniel Rodriguez, Moises Romero, Greg Rubenacker, Jerry Riles, Jeffrey Sable, Robert Sanford, Ronald Sandlin, Salvador Sandoval, Troy Sargent, Peter Schwartz, Christian Takor, Hunter Seafried, Art Shively, Jeffrey Sills, Glenn Simon, Charles Smith, Tommy Smith, Peter Steger, Andrew Taki, Enrique Tario, George Tenney, Devlin Thompson, Justin Thompson, Jessica Watkins, William Watson, Matthew Webler, Thomas Webster, Jack Witten, Anthony Williams, Duke Wilson, Wiki Wilden, Kyle Young, Eric Herrera, Christopher Maurer, Michael Perkins, Hatchet Speed, Brandon Bradshaw, Rodney Millstreet, and for those we've lost to suicide, Christopher Georgia, Matthew Parna, and Mark Unks. Rest in peace. Let's say her name.
Ashley Babbitt. Ashley Babbitt. Ashley.
Sorry, that was the wrong screen. 1 second. I was just going to show you a picture here real quick if I can find the right one. Just to show those of you who was asking whether or not Justin was out. If he's out, there's a picture of him, his sister, and somebody else that we won't mention. So, yes, Justin did get out. I believe he is headed back to Texas. That is the story that I got. And now... Oh, I stopped it. They were just doing the Ashley Babbitt song, which I guess I should have. Here, we'll continue. Sorry, guys.
We the people got us back, you know we stand for something. I was at the camera with this hate in their eyes. I stood on them battle because they won't catch me inside. So with the Patriots, they had kids in their eyes. Yeah, you know we outside. Freedom, real Patriots ride. Take our freedom, real Americans ride. I done seen them barricades open and people jumping. I done seen the media police walk around it. They gon' try to lock us down, you know we popping down. 1776, boy, you know we rocking out. People judging people, this is crazy these days. They been shooting, they been rioting for hundreds of days. Patriots, we fed up, we know that we got set up. You made that phone call, they got that Patriot wet up. Ashley, baby, yeah, you know we hold you in prayer. Ashley, baby, yeah, you know you snorting. Ashley, baby, yeah, you know true Patriots fan. Left your blood up on the battleground like this. Oh, at least we make history. Never forget what they did to me. You know I bounce back on them, won't even say it. I'm making new page. From America, that's why we love them. We the people got us back, you know we stand for something. I was at the camera with this hate in their eyes. I stood on them battle, cause they won't catch me inside. With the Patriots, they had kids in their eyes. They trying to steal our pride, but yeah, you know we outside. We can never take our freedom, real Patriots ride. They can never take our freedom, real Americans ride. Let's start a Patriot party. Yeah, let's start a Patriot party. Yeah, RIP to anybody who lost their life in the Capitol, man, January 6th. On both sides, you know. I saw with my own eyes. If tomorrow all things were gone, work for all my life, and I had to start again, just my children and my wife. Thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to sea, Detroit down to Houston, in New York to LA. There's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and stay. I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't
Let the man who died, who gave that right to me, and I'm glad he's standing up next to you. And defenders do today. But there ain't no doubt I love this man. God bless the USA. When I'm hurting, where it is I know I'm free. And I won't forget the man who died, who gave that right to me, and I'm gladly stand up next to you and defenders do today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this man. God bless the USA, USA, USA.
Free J6.
Make sure you guys jump over and tell Rebecca thank you for letting us to stream. We greatly appreciate her. And same thing with Trooper. When we got Trooper on, we need to make sure we let him know thank you. We appreciate him.
It's a pleasure to meet you as well. All of our live streamers, we love you, and everybody on the live streams, we love you guys. Thank you so much for watching and being so diligent and patriotic. We will see you guys tomorrow night.
Good night, Kitty.
Do it.
All right, so just a couple things. I'm going to go ahead and replay that video again in case you guys did not see it. Hi there. Hi there, little precious. It's okay. Come here. Hi. Come on. Come here. So the little cat that I thought was precious is here. And she's been starting to be very loving. So now I've got this little precious number 2, and I've got Trouble in there. So, and actually there's another little solid gray cat that looks just like both of them, just kind of in between sizes, that's been running around here. So not only is there 1, 2, but there's 3 solid smoke gray cats that all look very, very similar that are running around here. So not only have I been blessed with 1 awesome Trouble, but I have Precious 2, and come on. And then there's another cat running around here. He stands off, but come on. Come here. Show the people. Come on. I don't think you can see her. Come on. Okay, fine. Come on. Come on. All right. Anyway, she's not going to jump up here. But anyway, so real quick before we go, I want to show you guys Precious 2 and Precious 2 and Trouble. Yeah. This 1776 RM video one more time. Go away, bugs. Yeah, Trouble's inside.
Got a call from the top. Got someone in trouble. Got deals with the devil. I know it's a lie. But gather your angels, put sand on the table, and draw up a plan. Go amber, go red. We're moving in with thunder. I suggest you stand down. You're not gonna cross this line. You think that you've got this something designed, but you won't touch what's mine. Not gonna like what you find, 'cause I will make the universe The enemy trembled as they ran for cover. They knew it's all over when triumphant trumpets came blazing up on them. Our candles we dropped them, and victory's tied to their suicide. We're moving in with thunder. The battle's already been won. You're not gonna cross this line. You think that you've got this all thing designed, but you won't touch what's mine. Not gonna like what you find, 'cause I will make the universe align. I won't leave him behind. Let the white flag fly, 'cause even with my own life on the
Starting again. All right, so there's that video. I think that's a very, very good video. It's a nice little promo that they put together. So that's pretty cool. I have not put it on FEM yet, but I think I'll make a blog post, and I'll put it on the website and do a blog post and stuff like that to add that on there. Yes, Trouble stays inside. He's an inside cat. He'll always be inside. He's not going to be allowed outside. He don't even try to go outside. He likes his little tiny. He likes this tight spot. He's been kind of in a cage for a little while, so he's used to being in a tight spot. He would not do good outside, I don't believe. He's a very loving cat, and he'll be inside. He will be inside. But yeah, if you guys want, you can share that out. Actually, I'll give you the link to that, guys, if you want to share that video out. Copy here. I'll post it right here. Paste. Boom. So there is the link for that video if you guys want to share that out. And I know I said tomorrow at Saturday at noon we're going to try to do a little sale. I know if it depends if we can't get enough viewers. I mean, we might try to. I'm going to get my decals updated on the website and try to get that done overnight. That way we can show you guys, what we've got and try to get some updated stuff. And Tammy Monday, if you're on there, I have your stuff just about ready. I'll be trying to ship that out tomorrow. I've got a lot on my agenda to get done. If anybody can help out with the donations, I would greatly appreciate it. Things are a little tight right now. I know there's not many on here, so but the ones that are on here, I do appreciate you guys so much for everything you do. Thank you for just being great. We love you guys. And just to finish out, I don't know if I still have it up. Oh, I don't. I'm not going to do that then. But don't forget to go to makehoneygreatagain.com, promo code free J6ers. 25% goes directly to the J6ers. 25% comes back to Freedom Express Media. So if you love honey, don't forget to get your honey. And tomorrow I'm planning on going to see that movie. I've got so much planned. I'm going to try to squeeze it all in. I want to see that movie Sound of Freedom. We can do a video and just tell you what I think of it. And then I've got some J6 stuff that I want to go through and just kind of share out with you guys. So we will try to do maybe we'll do that on Sunday. Let's just plan on Sunday to do the Sound of Freedom. I'll let you guys know what I thought of it, and we'll also do some J6 information that has been sent to me this evening. I'll go through it and kind of pick out what we want to share with you guys. Thank you, Lori. Thank you, Kimberly Fortney. Thank you, Tammy Green. Thank you, Naomi. Thank you, Drifter Shelley. Thank you so much for all you do. I greatly appreciate you. Nightbot, thanks. Dana Christensen, love your lives. Keep them going, brother. Roy Long, thank you for sharing what you've been sharing. We greatly appreciate that. Great scripture and the messages that you bring to the platform. All right, I think that is everybody that I've seen on here. Catherine Carpenter, thank you and good night. Tammy Mundy, good night. I think that is about everybody that I see commenting. Margaret Moore, Sound of Freedom is an amazing movie. Very well done. Awesome. Yes, I will take a look at that and I will let you guys know what I think of it on Saturday. Looks like we got a few more people jumping on here. Let me see what we got here real quick before we jump off here. All right, here, I'll share this with you before we go as we head out. Just something else for you guys. Noon tomorrow, we're going to do a live, try to do a little sale if we have enough viewers. I don't know if we will or not, but we'll give it a shot. And so this is for you guys to watch on the way out. Love you guys. Freedom Warriors out. Keep up the pressure. Don't let them stop what we're doing. We got to keep having our voices heard, guys. We have to keep contacting our congressmen, emailing, calling, setting up appointments, speaking with them, and just getting our voices heard. So with that, I'll leave you with this.
Good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson Tonight. Kevin McCarthy's continued attempt to become Speaker of the House continues at this hour. The House is expected to take another vote late tonight. You'll see it live here on Fox, of course. But first, an anniversary. 2 years ago today, a Capitol Hill police officer called Michael Byrd shot an unarmed woman in the neck. At the time of that killing, Byrd had a documented history of gross negligence with a firearm. He left a loaded Glock pistol in a public men's room at the Capitol, which for a law enforcement official is a firing offense. But for some reason, Michael Byrd was still in the force that day. The woman he killed was called Ashley Babbitt. Babbitt was a married 14-year veteran of the U.S. military. She ran a pool cleaning company with her husband in San Diego. Physically, she was tiny. She was also unarmed. Michael Byrd later admitted he had no indication at all that Babbitt was carrying a weapon. She posed no visible threat. He killed her anyway. Under normal circumstances, Byrd would have been fired immediately and charged with murder, which he clearly committed. But that's not what happened. After doing essentially no investigation into the shooting, Nancy Pelosi's congressional police force declared Byrd a national hero, and the media strongly agreed. Byrd went on television to accept accolades and to complain about racism. He was never punished for killing Ashley Babbitt. He was rewarded for it. Ashley Babbitt's mother, meanwhile, got a very different sort of treatment. Babbitt's mother was arrested today in Washington by the Capitol Police. Her crime? Trying to hold a memorial service for her daughter. 2 years later, it's clear that Ashley Babbitt her death is by far the most significant thing that happened at the U.S. Capitol building that day. But at the same time, it is the least talked about event of January 6th. Why is that? Well, because the facts about what actually happened on January 6th disrupt the lies, what they've told you happened on January 6th. And those lies have proven very useful to the Biden administration and to permanent Washington. On the basis of a wholly created myth about what happened that day, the Biden Pentagon conducted an unprecedented political purge of the entire U.S. military. The FBI and various intel agencies increased their control over the American media. And most obviously, the DOJ has been allowed to prosecute and jail hundreds of nonviolent political protesters whose crime was having the wrong opinions. Lies about January 6th, which have been relentless, have enabled some of the most unscrupulous people in our country to make a mockery of our Bill of Rights and to steal our core freedoms. So they can't talk about Ashley Babbitt. Talking about Ashley Babbitt makes it very clear who the real culprits are and who the real threats to this country continue to be. And they're not the January 6th protesters. So instead, they lie about what happened that day, and they do it in the boldest possible ways, without shame and with maximum aggression. Here's Hakeem Jeffries, leader of the Democrats in the House, telling you that 5 police officers were killed on January 6th, when in fact the real total is 0.
We are gathered here to honor their memory and acknowledge with deep gratitude the tremendous bravery of the hundreds of officers who defended us at this citadel of democracy that fateful day. As a result of the events on January 6th, the lives of 5 heroic officers were lost.
5 heroic officers were lost, he said. It's almost impossible to believe that adults could stand behind him as he said that, because everyone in the picture you just saw knows that is not true. It's not a stilted interpretation of events. It's a flat-out lie. No police officers were killed on January 6th, period. Ashley Babbitt was killed on January 6th. But chances are your grandchildren will not know that, because history will likely record the lie you just heard as true, simply because it's been repeated so often. Everyone in authority has said the same thing in unison for 2 solid years. As our thoroughly dishonest Attorney General recently put it, quote, "We will never forget the 5 officers who responded selflessly on January 6th and who have since lost their lives." His boss, Joe Biden, repeated that lie today from the White House.
These people and the people representing those who couldn't be here because they gave their lives for this is incredibly consequential. And that's not political talk, that's historical fact.
That's historical fact, says Joe Biden, as he manufactures history.
Liar.
He tells lies. They've been doing this, telling these same lies since the very first day, January 6th, 2021, almost like it was a coordinated operation. Remember when they told you that Officer Brian Sicknick, was beaten to death with a fire extinguisher?
Officer Sicknick died after being hit in the head with a fire extinguisher.
Sicknick died after being hit in the head with a fire
He
extinguisher.
never got hit with
Officer
a fire
Brian
extinguisher.
Sicknick died after being hit in the head with
Another
a fire
lie.
extinguisher during the hours-long attack.
They beat a Capitol police officer to death with a fire extinguisher.
Officer Brian Sicknick died after being hit in the head with a fire extinguisher during the fight.
He died at the age of 42 after he was bludgeoned the fire extinguisher.
That's not true. And in the end, thanks to the medical examiner in the District of Columbia, we learned the fact, which is that Brian Sicknick died of a stroke well after the January 6th protests. He was not beaten to death with a fire extinguisher. But that did not stop their lying or even slow them down. Joe Biden just awarded one of this country's highest civilian honors, the Presidential Citizens Medal, to officers working on January 6th. And that would include the officers who opened the doors of the Capitol building to the so-called insurrectionists. The officers who let them inside and then were rewarded for it by the President of the United States. What's going on here, you may wonder? Well, don't ask. You're not allowed to know what's going on here. Nor can you know about the very obvious clandestine role of federal agencies that encouraged the events of January 6th. That happened, but its details have never been explained. A lot has still not been explained from that day, despite a committee that was impaneled for more than a year. For example, you remember the pipe bomber who planted explosives outside the Democratic National Committee? Well, those explosives, it turns out, were under a bench at the same moment that Kamala Harris, who had Secret Service protection with her, who swept the building, was there. So how did the U.S. Secret Service miss a bomb sitting in plain sight during its security sweep? Well, we can't answer that because the FBI still, to this day, refuses to release all the security footage. Why? What's going on here? Almost unique among media outlets, Revolver News asked that question.
The pipe bomber even looks at camera to head on, for some reason. It's very frustrating, because we can't see the moment the pipe bomber plants the pipe bomb, but the FBI can. That's because the whole scene should be captured on camera 1 as well, and much more clearly than camera 2. Camera 1 has a clear shot of both benches. If the FBI released the full tape from camera 1, we could see the pipe bomber planting the bomb.
So somebody planted bombs outside the headquarters of this country's 2 main political parties. That would seem to be a big story, and yet no one ever mentions it again, including the FBI. In fact, the Bureau won't disclose any information about the suspect, not his height, weight, shoe size, anything. So if they wanted to catch this person, wouldn't they be telling you all they can about who it is? But they're not. Why aren't they? And what was Kamala Harris doing there? Why did she lie about being there? We can't answer those questions. We should be able to. Nor does anyone in authority want to talk about Wray Epps. Wray Epps, of course, is the man who was caught on tape encouraging the crowd outside the Capitol, both on January 5th and 6th, to commit felonies by rushing inside. Now, what's interesting is that the January 6th committee, under public pressure, did in the end interview Wray Epps. Now, we don't have all of the committee's records about that interview. We should, but we don't. But some have been released, and what they tell is a remarkable story. In the testimony that we have, the committee coaches Wray Epps on how to answer questions about his involvement. Quote, "I was in the front with a few others. I also orchestrated it. I helped get people there." End quote. Now, Epps admitted that in a text message to a relative on January 6th. He's admitting crimes. He's never been even charged for those crimes.
He better be.
But what's so
sure.
fascinating is that when those facts came up in his interview with the committee, someone on the committee responds this way, and we're quoting, "I just want to understand a little more your use of the word orchestrated. It sounds to me like at this point, when you sent this text, you had turned away in part because of seeing some things that you didn't agree with. Is that right? Like when you sent this, you were already on your way from the Capitol because of concerns of people taking it in a different direction." Is that the most leading question ever asked in the history of a congressional hearing? Probably. And the whole interview goes on like this. Keep in mind, Wray Epps is one of the only people caught on camera that day encouraging others to break the law. He's one of the only ones. And yet he's never been charged. And the January 6th committee was on his side. Why was the committee and its members working so hard to help Wray Epps? Now, in his interview with the committee, Wray Epps said he didn't work for law enforcement, in a very specifically worded answer, clearly thought through ahead of time. The question is, did Wray Epps work or have any contact with any government agency? Did he talk about January 6th before it happened with any employee of the U.S. government? We don't know. We do know that 2 years after January 6th, long after an awful lot of other people have gone to jail for walking around the Capitol building, Wray Epps is still a free man. He's never been charged, much less imprisoned in solitary confinement like so many others. Why is that? Well, let's just stop lying. At this point, it's pretty obvious why that is. But of course, they're still lying about it. Subscribe to the Fox News YouTube channel to catch our nightly opens, stories that are changing the world.
All right, so that is the end of that, guys. Thank you all for joining. Thanks for being with us, and we'll see you tomorrow at noon. Love you all. Freedom Warriors out. Have a great night.